Hey guys, Bink here with Bink's Corvair Addiction. This video here is, I don't know, not much of a video. We've got some wiring behind me. A whole bunch of wiring. I had Gary over here 2 days now. He was here, did some wiring. He's making a rear wiring harness from scratch. So he was here yesterday. He was here maybe a week ago. Maybe not, less than a week ago. He was here and started working on it, and then I called him and talked to him the other day, and he's like, "Well, what's up?" He goes, "Let's go. Let me get over there and work on that wiring harness, you know." So been working on that and lots of other little things around here. Let me show you what we've got done. Okay, I got Gary over here. He's building a rear wiring harness.
Yep.
Correct?
Yeah.
And he's picking pieces out of some of these old wiring harnesses.
Yep. Where is that?
So this is what he's got going on.
Nice and early.
Okay, this is what we got done. Like I said, I am learning. We went from a generator to an alternator, and so I had to put a voltage regulator down there with the condenser, got that in. Basically this harness here has all been made from scratch, kinda. All rewired per Gary. At the end of the day, yesterday, we actually stripped the wire and put the positive on the battery and got it grounded and checked. We have high beams, low beams. We have directionals, brake lights. We don't have our running lights. That could be something, maybe it didn't even work, you know. We haven't gotten that far yet. See, he's got me doing lots of other things too here. I got this piece in here, it's just sitting in there. I had to take this off of here to get it in there. I got the rubber boot in for the dipstick for the transmission. I got that in. This is just sitting there so I can mark lines and trim my rubber and get this piece in there. That goes in there. I got to put my little clips in there from underneath, from behind, that go in the holes to put your screws in. And like I said, I'm still learning. Like, I know he said you can take the old generator half that mounts on here, and you put your new half insides in there, and then you have your voltage regulator like inside. You know, I said, I am just learning all that. I have this here one plugs in right there. And this one here goes to the starter. So I made that one for him yesterday. Basically, we just used an old one, and then I just cleaned it all up and put new terminals on it and wrapped it and shrunk wrapped the ends nice. I'm trying to do a nice job on it. It's kind of funny because Gary's like, he tells me, he goes, "Okay, hook that on there with a vice grip." So I hook a little vice grip on there, and it's up in the air here, and he's like, "Oh, we'll snug this up," and he grabs a wrench and hits the vice grip. We had sparks flying. It was an interesting and fun day. So I have lots of things to do myself on here. I still haven't got the 2 quarts of transmission fluid added, and I need to put in the rear end fluid. I got to put all the tins on. I got lots of little things to do. But let's go over here. Let me see. Oh yeah, I got to put these on. And he said there's an A and a B on them, so you know which one's left and right. And they're actually different sizes. And I was looking at them, and I said, they're both A's, Gary. So he said, well, go in there and see. And then I says, well, you know, I have my old ones from the other motor that was originally in here, so I'll go look at them because this was out of the custom one. So who knows what was all changed, could have been changed on that one. So let's go check out Gary's little work area over there. So yeah, like I said, he had worked on this one other day, like maybe a week ago, and he's like, "You got any old wiring?" Well, I saved, this is a few sets here of from later models, and so he was picking some pieces out of there and sitting here wiring up everything. And if I needed something, I, whatever you need, Gary. So anyways, it was a fun, interesting day. I didn't video anything because it was like everything was just happening quick. So I worked on some stuff and Gary was doing this and I was trying to help him and just get things done, So I did buy a new wiring harness. It's just a rear wiring harness that he's doing because we changed from a generator to an alternator. And so I did buy a new one from Clark's, but he didn't want to cut that one up. So, because I told him, I said, this thing, because he told me to buy one, I was like, man, this thing was expensive. I forget what it was, 100 some bucks, 120 bucks maybe. And it's just a little much of nothing. But it's got new plugs and all that. But so he said, I don't want to cut that one up, So, because I said, I could take and make this thing from scratch for a lot less. But so we're making that one. The next one, I have one. We'll cut that one apart for it, but so that's what we're doing right here. The shop's a mess, but we're getting things done. We got electrical, got some lights, stuff like that. It's going, it's happening. So I'm pretty happy. Well, I gave Gary a call this morning. It's just before 7, and I pretty much try to call him every day. Say, hey, morning, Gary. What's up? What you doing? He said, I don't know. You wanna come over and get me? We'll get some stuff done over there. I'm like, all right, why not? I went ahead and cut some of those pipes. I'm gonna go give this one back to Gary because he's still got a for the car for pulling bearings, and he gave me this one long time ago to borrow. He said, take it and bead blast it and paint it up. So I did that for him. Looks all pretty. And I had gotten that big pipe and I cut one this size and then I cut one taller for my press. Just works out. It'd be closer to the ram than I was gonna weld like a little plate across in there so it only would drop so far when it pops. I can do that later. But and I cut one of these. I talked to Dave from Cactus Corvair Club and I was telling him about how I was looking for a piece of pipe and I finally got one from the scrapyard, right size. And he said, I'll pay you to cut me a piece. I said, So I went and cut him a piece and deburred it and cleaned it up and gave Dave one too, It's all about helping each other, Anyways, that's my feeling about it. So let's go get Gary. All right, I got Gary's paperwork here. He wants to go to this parts exchange swap meet. So I'll give him that, and we'll go to that when it comes up. I think in March. So we'll get Gary, see what he's up to. Oh, I got a kitty cat here. Neighbors, I guess, got a lot of cats. Let's see Mr. Gary. And there he is.
Morning, Scott.
Morning, Gary. What's up?
How are you?
Same old, same old?
Pretty much.
Uh-oh, nothing's happening with the motor yet. Nothing's happening on the motor.
I've been doing other things.
Yeah? All right. All right.
I am happy to give 12,000 cash for me. That's it.
This the GM stuff?
Yeah. Chevy.
Cool.
So hey guys, I got Gary earlier this morning. We've been at it for about 4 hours now, and he's teaching me a lot, learning a lot, how to test for things. So this plug on here is original and it's crumbling apart. So I brought a wiring harness home from that Corvair pick. I did a wiring diagram of all the wires and I'm gonna pull them all out and push them all in. I saved this plug off of, Gary found it. He goes, I think there's one on that wiring harness. So I'm gonna plug all those plugs in there the correct way and put some dielectric grease on there and get her done. Yeah, I always like to take pictures or draw a diagram. It'd be the best thing. So anyways, I will end up pulling all these out. I have them diagram drawn and put them in there the right way. So that's what I'm going to do. This goes just like that. And we'll get those pushed out. You got to squeeze them. Gary said these are GM, the small GM male plugs or terminals. I have to look them up. I want to buy some. He has some. I have to find some. Check and turn signals. I don't know, did we have them before or not? I don't remember. Now we do.
Passenger?
Not on the back.
I have nothing. I gotta tighten that.
Running lights.
Come on, screwdriver. Number 2.
Smaller one?
Number 3.
You got one or need one?
I need one. See if that will help. It's loose.
That tightens the whole
Cup.
Okay.
Well, we got it there. And we got it there. So it's in. Okay, let me double check. Tell me what I got. Both brake lights or just one?
Beep, beep, beep. Both brakes.
You ain't got shit for brakes.
I don't got no fluid in them yet.
Oh.
I didn't put fluid in, bleed the system yet. All right. Well, you got brake lights.
Huh?
You had brake lights.
Okay. Now I got nothing.
Now you got nothing.
That's what we want.
Okay. Mhm. So hey guys, Gary and I are getting it figured out. I do have fun working with Gary, you know. Sometimes he kind of leaves me hanging with like, what are you doing? And then, you know, he explains it to me. So as of now, let's see. We are putting a hidden switch in, not this one here. There's a switch in there, a flipper switch, toggle to turn the electronic fuel pump on and off. This one here, Gary gave me this push button one. And I actually ended up going ahead and ordering some more off Amazon. He said this one works, but I'm just gonna order some new ones and he can have his back. He wants me to find a spot and hide this up in there. And what we're doing is, because I was trying to figure out what these extra wires are, the red one and yellow one off the starter. The red one's a heavier one that I had ran up in with the wiring harness. Well, that is up there to go to a push button, a start button. And that is basically, he said, in case everything's dead, you're dead in the water, you'll be able to start your vehicle and go. So, this is Gary's thing. I've seen them where people put them in the back here, like a mechanic switch too, to start your motor. I thought that was pretty cool. You could start from back here to work on it. So, so I gotta put that in, and he had me get the circuit breaker, type 1 auto reset, 20 amp, And we went down, as I was taking him home, he's like, let's swing by the auto store. And he said, you need one of these, put this on the firewall, and run your, he drew it here. He drew it out for me. Run your one lead into this and back into the, he explained it. I can't explain it to you because it's been a couple of days now. And so I got my drawing and my homework to do. I got to get this wired. The plug, we had to switch some terminals around in there. And they're just these guys here. And because some stuff wasn't working. So we do have all the lights working now, but he said something about we had put the voltage regulator up here just so we can test it. And he said something was kind of weird with unplugging it and it shouldn't do something, but that's the only thing that we have to deal with other than me finishing the wiring up there. Like I said, this one was, when I started taking it apart to change the plug, it just started crumbling. So we switched that to a new one, or a newer old one that's way good, way better, way good. And these males, and I think I ordered females from Clark's. I don't know, they were like $5 for 6 of them or something, $5, something like that. But I got them, they're silver, they're not like this brass looking color. So I did get some of them. Gary's got piles of stuff, but I don't want to take all Gary's stuff, you know. And I try to replace it with, you know, if he gives me a part, I try to either replace it, give it back to him. You know, I won't be taking all his stuff. He does give me stuff quite a bit, and I try to help him out and give him stuff. I gave him the last time he was here, during the last pick, there was a couple big boxes of carburetor rebuild kits, and he was like, yeah, those carburetor rebuild kits. I says, you can have them. So he was super happy. He's like, oh, great, you know, I get to go through all this stuff, you know, and keeps him working on carburetors and stuff. So we got all that done. I got that, I'll get the camera over here and I'll just show you what the rest of this stuff here we got going. So yeah, like we just got this here temporary, just because we were plugging, unplugging, and playing with that, and to see if we had to get another, change it with a different one, make sure everything was working. You know, yeah, battery box, no big deal. Got the new plug in there, all cleaned up, greased nice, everything wrapped nice here. Our plug's there. I haven't tie wrapped the rest of that wiring yet. I'm still figuring if I'm going to leave that plug there or put it through. I had ordered the plugs for that, and I tried getting plugs for down there. We'll see what I got. I got from Clark's. I did get my vacuum tube in, and I made my own, and I kept the other one for a template. I got that all in, which is kind of a bit of a pain with that new rubber boot. So that's all in. The rubber's been cut, and that's all screwed in. And I gotta paint that bolt down there. I don't like that. So let's go check out over there. That's my bolt hanging out. I had to come up with a hanger clamp for that fuel pipe. So that's what I did. I got it extended out, and then I got my secondary fuel filter in there, and those were the two wires, the red and yellow one, the heavier red one. Those are for the emergency switch, I guess, for turning on the vehicle, that I didn't know what we were putting in, but he explained all that. So we got that all in. I got my hoses. I did my hoses. Got them in. Let me see. Let's go into the truck. I don't think there's nothing really new much on in here. Just my wiring's still there. And there. Got that. You know, got to finish up my wiring in there. So anyways, it's coming along pretty good. I think next time Gary's over here, maybe we'll have her fired up. He wants to fire it up. I got my transmission, 2 quarts of oil dumped in the transmission. I got my rear ends filled. I had my oil a couple weeks ago in the motor, and when I was under there, noticed my gasket, my newer rubber one, leaking. So I tore that all apart, cleaned it, spent a few hours, and went back with the cork composite and put right stuff on both sides of it. I did a whole video of that because this is already frustrating with why I gotta keep changing these and you know what's going on with this. So that's a whole different video. I've got my custom exhaust half done already. My problem is mounting it from hanger, putting hangers in there, because to come off the back of the rear heads is a kind of a pain, and there's no room, so I'm kind of dealing with that right now. Yeah, just a bunch of little stuff. So I'll keep at it, and I guess, you know, let me know if the videos are helping you. I'm having fun. It's getting close. It's getting close now. Oh, we bled the brakes. Gary, I didn't even do a video on it or nothing, but he told me, come on over. You know, I call him almost every day. And he said, well, what are you doing Sunday? And this was like Friday. And I said, well, I don't know, nothing. Or, you know, probably out in the shop. And he said, come pick me up. We'll work on the electrical. And we got here, and he's like, right away, he's like, let's do your brakes. So we bled the brakes, and I had one problem with this brake cylinder here. They're all brand new. This one here, for some reason, had a different size fitting on it where you bleed them from. It was a 10 millimeter. It was big. Couldn't get a wrench in there. And why is all my stuff the same? And then I got one that's got such a weird thing on there, and it's all new parts from Clark's, you know. And, you know, that kind of ticked me off because I made a big mess because I couldn't get my hose on it. I didn't have a right size hose because it was bigger. It was just frustrating. It didn't have to be, but it was. But we got them bled. Everything's good there. So like I said, Gary's gun hole. And so, yeah. Hope you're enjoying the videos. I hope you're getting something out of them. And please subscribe to the channel. That would be great. We need more subscribers, guys. We need some more subscribers, you know. I'm just almost at 500, which is really nothing considering I've been doing this since, I think, June. And we have like 160 videos out there. Come on, Corvair guys. Join. Let me get some numbers up there, you know. That'd be great. Anyways, yeah. Put your comments below. Everything's been good, and having fun doing it. Having fun working with Gary, and looking forward to getting this thing going down the road, hopefully one of these days, pretty soon. So again, like always, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Corvair Addiction.